So today, I'm going to be showing you guys a combo I cooked up with the flamethrower hot dog, or the flame guard dog, whatever you want to call it, and that is using the arc thrower. Now, the arc thrower used to be my favorite support weapon right at the launch of the game, but unfortunately, it's been kind of nerfed, honestly, since then. They went back and forth with it, but overall, it's still a bit slower to shoot than it was back then, and that doesn't feel too great. However, with the Flame Dog, which is really good against heavies that are locked down and can't move, these two actually pair together pretty nicely. The Arc Thrower can provide a lot of very powerful chaff clear against big groups and CC against most notably Chargers, but I think maybe Impalers as well if they're not, set up. Still, the main thing you want to CC is Chargers, and these two combined really make a very powerful build as long as you can keep your distance from the bugs. Because again, the arc thrower, it's hard to explain without actually showing it to you, but it is a weapon that's very easy to disrupt the flow of. And if you're in a bad spot, it's tough to actually get to be able to use this thing. You really do need to set up, and that's why I recommend only using the arc thrower on a very open planet with very little vegetation, because it has that's the type of planet where it'll have the least obstacles to not functioning properly, which unfortunately it still does a lot of the time. So the arc thrower is still definitely not the best support weapon, but it is fun, and I do miss using it, so I'm gonna try and make it work. So to pair this off, I'm gonna be using. I tried really hard to put the new shotgun in here, but it was such a pain in the ass to not have explosive damage on your primary. Alpha commanders, even though this one taps them at close ranges, they're not at close ranges most of the time. They just run away. The eruptor is just going to help me deal with that, as well as closed buckholes. I was doing some funky shit with grenade armor and frag grenades to figure out to close buckholes, because you do need the ultimatum when you're running this build, because the hot dog is pretty good against chargers when they're locked down, but it just does not target Bile Titans at all. And I think that's because it uses the Gas Dog AI, but there's been many times where I was in close range with a Bile Titan, no other enemies around, and the Guard Dog just would not attack it. So you're going to need an ultimatum to take those out, and that means you can't bring a grenade pistol. So you can see all the dominoes kind of falling into place saying, hey, you probably need an explosive primary. And again, I would like to use another explosive primary, but not one that only has 3 grenades. That's just not enough to close the bug holes that I need to close. So this is not going to get used by me today, unfortunately. Really hope it gets at least six to 8 grenades in the tube at some point, or not in the tube, but in reserve. So the eruptor. I hate to always go to explosive weapons on the bugs, but that's just kind of the way it goes. Again, the ultimatum to deal specifically with Bile Titans and Impalers sometimes. It's also useful against chargers, but you really need to save those shots against Bile Titans, because the Arc Thrower will just never kill one. It'll take ages. I'm going to be using the Light Medic Armor, because there's no armor passive I really need against this faction. I mean, Siege Ready's fine with the Eruptor, but I don't mind the reload on the Eruptor that much. It's going to be slow either way with the bolt action. So I'd rather have the Medic Armor, because I think this is generally the best passive in the game. It doesn't really need to synergize with anything to be particularly good. Just more stems and more better stems is just a very powerful thing across the board. You can never go wrong with this thing. Unless you're going for fashion, in which case you can't absolutely go wrong with the medic armor. And finally, the gas grenade, because this is just so important at locking down hordes of bugs. It buys you so much breathing room, which again you really need with the arc thrower to set up in a good position, and it covers your flanks very nicely. And finally, I'm going to be using the 500 kg, mostly to help with Bile Titans, even though this is such an unreliable way to kill Bile Titans. It still can get them better than any other stratagem can, barring the Rail Cannon Strike, but the Rail Cannon Strike has such a long cooldown, and is so inflexible compared to the 500 kg that I just rather deal with the bullshit of the hitboxes with this stratagem, unfortunately. And finally, the Orbital Gatling Barrage, because it has a really fast cooldown, does tons of damage, it's a really good stratagem. No need to explain all that much about it. I consider the Gas Strike, but it's kind of redundant with the gas grenades, I think. Well, not completely, it'd still be a good pick, but I want to use the Gatling Barrage because it'll get some damage on those heavies, on top of being able to kill a bunch of bugs. So anyway, that's it for the build. I rambled a little bit, but it was kind of had to explain how all the pieces kind of counteracted each other and not forced me, but really pushed me into this loadout again, which I've used many times. But anyway, oh, and muscle enhancement as the booster, because this counteracts acid slowdown from the bugs. Really, really powerful booster that I don't see anybody use ever, even though this thing saves my life way more often than any of the other ones would. Even experimental infusion, though that is a nice pairing with the medic armor. But anyway, that's it for the build, so I will see you all in the mission. Okay, so let us get situated. Now, I'm a little annoyed right now at the... Well, I'm always annoyed at the bugs, but particularly because I really wanted to make the double-barreled shotgun work in this build, and it just kind of didn't. Like, it's fun, and it's not terrible, but just 2 shots is not enough to deal with the amount of chaff the game sends at you. And sure, it can one-shot alpha commanders at point-blank ranges, but it can only one-shot 2 of them at point-blank ranges, not the 5 or 6 that are running away like 90 meters plus to spawn more enemies. So, unfortunately, it was not the way to go. Compared to the Eruptor, which, you know, can never go wrong with the Eruptor. It's a bad habit of mine to try and fit in too many weird things into one build, and then having the build just end up not be fun because there's so many different pieces in it that just do not work together that well. When I would have been better served just one-tapping a stalker with this thing. When I would have been just better served, you know, having like 1 or 2 meta pieces just to round things out. Okay, so now let's get a Gatling Barrage on this. It's kind of an unfortunate choke point, but that's fine. I really do want to take out this Stalker Nest before doing anything else. I can kind of ignore these guys in the small bug hole, because this doesn't spawn any Stalkers, even though it's technically part of the Stalker Nest objective. It's just kind of there. It always spawns like Scavengers or Pouncers or like little baby bugs that are not much of a threat most of the time. So now we have a good amount of distance on the bugs, and it doesn't seem to be any heavies except for that charger right there. So I am in a good spot to just start spamming away arc. Now it takes 2 arcs to stun a charger, and I'm going to do something stupid here. I'm going to let him stop because I wanted to show off that even though you can stun him, he still somehow keeps his momentum from his charge, and that makes him very dangerous because if he gets unstunned for half a second, he will just run forward and just slam straight into your face. So do not underestimate them. But this is a really nice way to deal with a lot of chargers like this, especially because the arc doesn't just stun the front charger, it stuns all the chargers behind it, and it also kills all the bugs behind it, all the smaller bugs. So this is a very safe build once you can actually get that little bit of a distance. Like, see, I could stand my ground against 3 chargers like that, and I don't think anything else could do that. Not even a recoilless rifle, to be honest, because you would have to spend a lot of time reloading that thing, and the chargers would not give you the room to do that. The Quasar also would have had to run away, so this isn't like the perfect anti-tank build, because it does take a while to kill them, but it is extremely adept at standing your ground, which I think does have a lot of value. And while you're standing your ground, your hot dog is just running about, causing big problems for the bugs, just due to the fact that fire damage is pretty damn good against heavies, even if it is much worse against bug chaff now, which is kind of the opposite way of what you would think, but that's just how it ended up working out in this current balance patch. And see, it's not too dangerous to you. It might set you on fire a couple times, so it's something you still definitely want to take seriously, is the best way to put it. But it's also not like arc dog territories of it's just gonna have you just instantly explode randomly sometimes, which the arc dog definitely does that, and maybe even more often than sometimes. Yeah, I'm just gonna punch you with the I'm holding the ultimatum. That'd be kind of funny if you meleeed enemies with the ultimatum and just blew up. Do I have? Yeah. Okay. I was scared he might just like phase up here magically, because chargers can do that sometimes. I'm scared he blows up and just instantly kills me, because those guys do a lot of damage with their explosion. But this is fine, and now I can reposition instead of... Ooh, you're very ready to get on top of me. And I'm out of flamethrower dog ammo, actually. So this is something I've noticed, is that the flamethrower dog actually has an ammo system. Compared to the gas dog, which does not consume... Motherfucker, I had the ultimatum out. I was deciding if I was going to 500 kg the Bile Titan ultimatum him, and I guess I just forgot to put the ultimatum away. Oops. Oopsies. There goes the Deathless run, but that is fine. But as I was saying, the Flamethrower Dog actually has a functioning ammo system, unlike the Gas Dog, which has, I think, infinite ammo. Even though it has the same, like, bar you see on the side of the backpack, I can't point to it right now. Because, you know, I don't have my mouse cursor. Actually, maybe I can. Like, right here. That's the ammo reserves of this thing. And they actually can run out. Like you just saw, we were out of flamethrower ammo, and the dog just, like, attaches himself back to your backpack and just hangs out until, you know, you can get to a resupply. So that is something to be worth considering, but the ammo reserves are still really good. I don't run out of ammo with it very often. That's actually... I think one of the first times I've, like, properly run out of ammo. Oh, wow, okay, I didn't even need to call in that resupply. I ended up exactly back where I called in the first one. But that's fine. Actually, I think it'd be faster to, yeah, do the path this way. And see, he's still more than capable of dealing with a couple, like, chaff bugs. Even if he is not nearly as good against chaff as the gas dog is. Okay, these bugs should be running out of their aggro range pretty soon, so they'll just go back to... Actually, maybe the hunters can keep up with me. I don't know, we'll see when they stab me in the back, and I instantly melt and complain about hunters... Actually, no, I don't complain about hunters doing too much damage. I think hunters are completely fine, if not a little weak. Because they, the Predator Stalkers aren't nerfed the same way the regular hunters got nerfed. Because regular hunters can only attack you one at a time now, which kind of makes them line up and not really damage you. Another bug breach already? I feel like I say this every time I fight the bugs, but I'm just baffled by how fast bug breaches come in. It feels like you just have zero breathing room on this faction ever. At least in solos, where it takes a while to clear out bug breaches, and you're not bringing the get out of jail free card that is the orbital napalm barrage. Which I also considered, but I always dislike bringing it for a build. Because it's just a button to, like, skip a bug breach every so often, pretty much. And I feel like that takes attention away from the build. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Oh no, that's so bad. Sometimes I just forget that the 500 kg actually does have a pretty sizable explosive radius now. And I can't just, like, completely ignore it like I used to. Even if it doesn't damage you from far away, it can ragdoll you from pretty far away. Okay. Let's close some bug holes while I have the opportunity to. Not for long though, these guys are here, and that did not go in the bug hole, which is sad. And this is even sadder that my body is being camped by this shit, and I am concussed. I think any headshot concusses you now, no matter what the projectile is. Just really annoying when you get concussed by, like, a Bile Titan spew or a Flamethrower Hulk's flamethrower, because that seems to be the two things that concuss me the most often. Because they're, like, continuous attacks that are more likely to hit you in the head, I think, is how they work. So honestly, I know I said save the ultimatum for nothing and just miss because you dove at the same time. Get ragdolled, but the hunter is a complete dweeb who just misses you. It's fine. And get hard carried by the stim armor, because otherwise I would be out of stims. And I keep forgetting this thing has a really fast colon and underestimating it, which is gonna get me killed again. Ooh, I'm a little too close to you, but I got the stun off right at the last second. And that means you did not kill me, but I can't sit still and actually attack you because the Bile Tank is here. The Arc Thrower is also actually really solid against Shriekers. That wasn't a great engagement there, but once they, like, start lining up and running you down, Okay, you're just gonna run straight on top of that, but crash into the water. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Please continue. I'm really desperately waiting for this 500 kg to be back off of cooldown, but I don't think it's gonna happen before I die. Pickup. I missed the pickup. QTE. It wasn't a QTE, but I didn't press E at the right moment. Didn't get the sims. I might sub and dead, to be honest. But, man, respawning with 4 sims is so nice. I gotta say, I should run the medic armor more often, even if it doesn't really synergize with anything except experimental infusion. I guess the supply pack, which I also don't like using because it's a little boring, even if it's really powerful. Ooh, ragdoll. I did it again. I keep doing it. I am locked the fuck out right now. Okay, that is fine. Gatling Barrage has a fast enough cooldown that I feel comfortable using it outside of breaches, because it will probably be back by the time another breach is here. Okay, just start sniping out some of these alpha commanders. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. I can probably erupt you. I think it's gonna take... It takes 3 shots with the eruptor, really? I could have sworn it was 2, but that's kind of crazy. Maybe I missed the forehead. Because, yeah, like you see, it doesn't always go exactly where the reticle's pointing. Because of how the bolt animation lines up with actually firing the weapon. Oops, not bolted. That's fine. So see, right now I have not gotten a good chance to use the arc thrower all that much because I've just been running around like I had this chicken, more or less. But now that I can actually hopefully get a decent enough position, I can lock it down and finally start killing some of these alpha warriors, which have been on my ass forever. But I may not be able to get a decent position because the Fun Police is here, aka the Impaler. And the Impaler does not like it when you stand still or play the game. Or do anything really. The Impaler is a huge hater. Okay, let's get in range for the Arc Dog, or the Gas... The Fire Dog. Now there's so many guard dogs, I'm going to get them mixed up all the time now. To start chipping away at this Charger, and he goes down. So you'd love to see it. So there's one more, and I think another Impaler back there. So I'd like to cook this guy, if you can. The Arc Thrower does damage the Charger, and can take him out by itself, but it is, like, as you can tell, it is not an efficient way to take him out. You really do want the Flame Dog to do most of the heavy lifting here, with a little bit of support from Okay, so I don't know if you were the guy I shot before, but you're definitely dead to that now. You definitely want to let the Flame Dog do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to taking out... Oh, wait, did they change these iron sights? These look really weird. Like, you're way more... Oh, man. Oh, they definitely changed something with the iron sights. Because I know they did something with some of the scopes and FOVs, but this is different. Oh my god. Okay, no, but now it's less zoomed in. Was that just... Am I going crazy? Okay, I guess it just randomly alternates how zoomed in it is. But I swear to god it was zoomed into different magnifications those 2 times. Okay. Way too many Alpha Commanders. Very glad I brought the Eruptor. Oh my god, these guys, they're so aggressive. So unfortunately, the Fire Dog does leave, well, you know, fire around sometimes. Ooh, you're aggroed without doing your roar. I don't really know why they do the roar sometimes and sometimes they don't. Okay, fucking see ya, loser. Oh, I'm glad I caught that on camera. That's funny. Oh my god. I just sent, that was a fucking uppercut. I just sent flying to the moon. Okay. So I've done a lot of stupid things this run, but that was funny, so I'm happy with the recording, no matter how the rest of the mission goes. And it might go bad, because lots of Alpha Commanders. So now I actually have not talked nearly as much about the Arc Thrower as I would have liked to. I keep wanting to call it the Arc Dog. because I got the Fire Dog on the mind. But the Arc Thrower does have a pretty nasty wind-up period. Okay. A little greedy for the resupply, I may admit, but I was kind of hoping that one of those bugs would have died to the fire. They did not, alas. But I haven't really talked about the Arc Thrower all that much, because it really annoys me what state it's in today. I don't think it's bad. Oh, okay, no, I think it's a little bad. I don't think it's unusable, because it is a powerful chaff clear and a pretty decent crowd control effect, just wrapped up in a really unfun package, unfortunately. Because it's really cool, you know, shooting a lightning gun's always cool. Who doesn't like lightning guns? But look at how long it takes for me to press the trigger to be actually able to fire. That's I didn't measure that out, but that feels like an eternity in game. And once you get that first charge in, you can shoot much faster afterwards. But if anything interrupts you, like you stim, or you get hit, or you have to reposition, or you just mess up the QTE rhythm game, then you have to do that full long charge again, which doesn't do any more damage. It's the exact same attack. It just comes out way slower, and that feels terrible, unfortunately. Oh, that's a charger right there. And it feels really, really bad when you have that rhythm disrupted, which, you know, happens a lot on this faction, because the bugs are not known for leaving you alone for long periods of time. Plus, it gets stuck on dead bodies and vegetation, like, constantly, which is really annoying. And on planets like this, it's a much less of a big deal, because there's not much vegetation. It's like, there's like some grass, and that's it. There's no shrubs or trees or anything like that for it to get caught on. But never, ever bring this on a jungle planet. Like, this thing is unusable on jungle planets. I mean, again, not unusable, technically. Like, you could probably have success with it. It's just not fun, in my opinion. Because it is so constant of an experience of hold to charge, do that long, like, 1.5-second charge, and then it, like, hits a rock and does nothing. And that bug that you would have insta-killed, if it actually worked, just insta-kills you instead. So that's my Arc Thrower rant out of the way. They need to, like, cut down the... I'm fine with, like, the skill check to keep up, like, a good rhythm of fire, but they really need to cut down the length of the first shot. It is way, way too long for this gun to feel any sort of good, unfortunately. But it does pair pretty nicely with the hot dog that does feel very good. I'm having a lot of fun with this thing, and out of everything in the War Bond, I think it's the only thing I'm going to use, like, regularly, unless some balance patches come in. Because the Gatling gun, the Maxi gun, whatever, is a lot of fun. It has a very nice feedback to it, and shooting it feels good, but it's not very... There's not many reasons to bring it out, I feel like, unless you just really want to shoot lots of bullet, which, you know, sometimes you do, and I'm sure for some of you, sometimes it's more than sometimes, it's all the time. But it doesn't really do anything that the other machine guns can't do. Like, it really is a side grade to the medium machine gun, and the medium machine gun is like a B tier weapon, in my opinion. Like, I can't think of many builds where it's just like, oh yeah, I would really want the maxi gun here. Because if I want shaft clear, I can just take the grenade launcher, and the grenade launcher doesn't take up a backpack slot, and it clears shaft way better than the maxi gun ever could. But I'm talking about the maxi gun here, while I'm actually getting like a perfect showing of what a Arc Thrower can do in the perfect situation, where you have excellent line of sight, the bugs are far away and not running you down, and you can just arc constantly. I don't know why it's made noises like a seal there, but shoot lots of lightning, and just completely chain down the line of bugs that's running you down, and just get tons and tons and tons of kills. And this feels great when you can actually get into that rhythm, and it's just not something that can happen, that happens often enough with this gun, unfortunately. Like, as far as shaft clear goes, especially on the bugs, like, the grenade launcher is still, like, undisputed king. Because it can also close bug holes, it's also super reliable, It's also not bad against chargers because you can shoot them in the rear. Like, nothing has yet to top or even come close to topping the grenade launcher on the bug front. And it even has, like, better range than the arc thrower a lot of the time. But that was, like, the perfect arc thrower showing. And when you can really get, like, the ideal circumstances for it, like, yeah, it can shut down a bug breach mostly by itself, as long as you have something to take out the chargers, or just heavies in general. But getting that perfect showing is just so unlikely, and it's only possible on very specific biomes. Because good luck doing that on a jungle planet or a swamp planet. Because without that high ground, this thing gets caught on just about everything. Okay. And also that was lucky because there was a tiny little patrol of hunters that came to bother me, and that was the only thing that was actually an obstacle that could have caused me problems. And I just oh no, not the fucking, oh okay, that still got him. The forklift ragdoll. Okay. Yeah, there's something fucky going on with this iron sight. This feels really strange. It's like he's shoving the sight straight into his cornea. I'm actually not sure that would be the part of the eye you would shove an iron sight into. I don't know enough about eyes. Like, he's shoving it somewhere in the eye, that's for sure, because he is really close to that iron sight. I mean, I don't know if I like it or not, because it magnifies a little bit better, but also the iron sight is covering up like 90% of my screen here. So it's really hard to see. Okay. Also, I feel like directional sounds have been kind of... No, okay, no, there were hunters that way. I do feel like directional sound... Fucking vaporize his ass. Okay, that felt pretty good, I can't lie. But finishing my thought, directional sounds have been kind of weird this patch, I feel like. Because sometimes I hear things and turn around to look in that direction and there's just nothing there. And I played a couple matches with randos when the war bond dropped. And I would see somebody like actually 200 to 300 meters away kill a Bile Titan, and the Bile Titan sounded like it died like right in my ear. Even though nothing else of there were no Bile Titans around me. And it was just a really strange soundscape. And I'm pretty sure it's just as of this latest patch, because I don't remember that ever happening. To that degree at least. Even though this game has pretty notoriously bad soundscape. So with gas, it does seem... Well, everybody knows gas is great, but it helps a lot with the arc thrower, even though I think I'm still going to need to reposition a little bit. I was too close to the breach. And the bugs are spreading out a little bit too much. But gas really does help keep the bugs away, and that's what you want with the arc thrower, because the closer the bugs are, the less likely it is you're actually going to be able to deal with them. But you still do need to be a little close to chargers for the Flame Dog to really get its work done. It's not bolted. Please don't turn around. Of course it turns around. Why did I say that? He's going to be... That's probably a different... Yeah, there's more than one Alpha Commander. Look at how fucking far away he's running. What a little bitch. Oh, okay, I'm on fire. I do not like you. I tell you, man, the day they fix Alpha Commanders to work in multiplayer properly, that's gonna be like War Strider or Leviathan levels of crashing out from people, because co-op bug players just have no idea how obnoxious these guys can get. And honestly, I envy them, even though I don't really like playing with randoms that much anymore. Every so often it's fun, but in general, I've had one too many orbital napalms thrown on the flag objective. Okay, do I have... Yeah, I'll save the 500 kg because I got plenty of ammo here and resupplies. So see, that did not do the roar, but that's fine because you were standing still enough for me to just headshot you with the ultimatum. And that always feels nice. The ultimatum is a very, very fun weapon. Man. I think about Servants of Freedom pretty often. I'm just like, that is such a good war bond. Like, even the stuff that was sucked in it, like, I mean, I guess secret grenades are not bad now. Like, they're usable. Like, at least it was still, like, cool and interesting. And they were really cooking with that one. And then you just look at shit like, I don't know, like Force of Law or Masters of Ceremony. It's just like, wow. Like, they had zero ideas with what they wanted to do for that. And it's a shame because there's so much cool stuff you could do in, like, overblown or, like, extremely bloated military industrial science fiction complex with like ridiculous weapons and fun equipment to use. And it's just like, okay, no, you get assault rifle, like mediocre assault rifle with an underbarrel grenade launcher that's mid, and you can only carry 3 spare grenades. It's like, come on, man. You could be making shit like the double-edged sickle, and this is what you're cooking. Like, okay, like I get that they can't all be bangers, but man, it's been a rough couple of past war bonds. I mean, Control Group was cool. Actually, no. The Dust Devils war bond was pretty cool as well. Even if the Coyote wasn't anything like crazy interesting, just incendiary assault rifle, it was fun. The solo silo's cool. The harpoon gun's cool. Yeah, that one was kind of a W, except for the pineapple grenade, which is still pretty mid even after buffs. But at least it was creative, and it was fun options that differed from what we already had in a meaningful way. Okay, tentacles, please disappear. No post-mortem. Nope, he's still doing it. My favorite part of this enemy. I've seen the record amount of tentacles I saw come out after I killed an impaler was 4 times in a row, and there were no other impalers in that area. But the tentacles just kept attacking even though he was dead. I also have no idea why they do that, but I really wish they didn't. I think impalers could be pretty thoroughly fixed by having the tentacles actually feel like meaningful to fight. Like, and be able to at least, like, if not just outright kill him by shooting all the tentacles, disable him so he can't attack you as well. And make it so he's a weak point. Please do not get in my way. It is really not a weapon you want to get in front of, is the arc thrower. But in general, I think that will make the enemy way more interesting to fight, instead of just like, oh, there's an impaler, I better snipe him immediately, or I'm gonna have to spend the next 5 minutes just running. I'm generally a fan of enemies that you can disable in some ways if you can't kill them effectively outright, like the Factory Strider. And honestly, War Striders are pretty good with that now. Because shooting their cannons actually does feel meaningful. The grenade launchers are kind of a pain in the ass to actually hit, but going for the cannons actually does make a huge difference with how easy it is to fight them. It's generally worth doing with a railgun, in my opinion, or even the AMR, because you can really lock them down and stop them from being even like close to as much of a threat as they were with the cannons. Okay, so Arc Dog, I'm gonna need you to start cooking. So this is kind of bad for me because I can't freeze the. Okay, now you're in a better position where the arcs should travel straight through you, and you can see the kill counter going up, even though you can't really see the bugs themselves getting killed. Okay, this is kind of bad. I need to create another choke point and not get flanked. So you're in a really bad position, so I'm just going to ultimatum you, and that doesn't kill you because I missed. But, okay, maybe he was put into bleed out. So I think now it's time to crack out the 500 kgs, and hopefully not get blown up by that one. I'm going to dive back now, and that should be okay. I really hope that got... Okay, you ring around the Rosie with the Scavenger. Yeah, that did get the Bile Spear, but there's a lot of Hive Guards there. The Arc Thrower feels pretty okay against Hive Guards. Like, it does take a while to kill them, but it can attack a lot of them at the same time, and that really does help with the Hive Guard spam problem the bugs really have on the Alpha Commanders used especially. Okay, thank you, Flame Dog. Flame Dog's actually really good at stopping you from getting flanked, because it's very easy to see like the fire stream, like, oh shit, he turned around and is shooting somebody behind me, that means there's a bug about to ruin my day. Okay, do not weapon swap with the Eruptor because that ruins the bolting animation. Was it the Eruptor that at one point had like a bug or something that let you, if you switched to weapons, you didn't have to do the bolting animation, so you could shoot, change, shoot, and not even have to deal with the slow fire rate? I think it was the Eruptor. That's probably why it still feels so terrible now. The bolt, because the fix they used was kind of lazy, and made it so that bolting it can lead to a lot of unexpected outcomes. Oh wow, only 10 minutes left. Man, these bug missions always take so goddamn long. It's always nice to do squid missions, honestly, because the footage is always shorter, so it's a lot faster to upload and edit compared to bugs, which is just like every minute it like goes to the wire because it's just bug breach after bug breach after bug breach, just non-stop. Okay, you're locked out, and I'm hoping the Arc Dog gets you. Yes, he will. So only have one reinforcement left, and a lot of shit to do, which is kind of unfortunate with only 10 minutes. But I've killed a hell of a lot of bugs. And I think I had a couple good showcases of these two working in tandem together pretty well. But solo bugs is always really difficult. I think it's not even close. This is like by far the hardest faction to solo. Especially on this seed, the Alpha Commander seed. Which I probably should have picked a different mission now that I think about it. But oh well. The Alpha Commander seed is just a constant pressure, non-stop, forever, when you're solo and Alpha Commanders are working properly. And when it's in teams, it's a free win. Because Alpha Commanders just run away and don't attack you. So, you know. No wonder why people think the bugs are too easy when they play in randoms. Because they kind of are. Their most terrifying unit just doesn't work. Okay, I really hope this Ion Storm and Impaler fucks off. Oh, there's another one, but it wasn't him doing that. Okay. You can sometimes use the fact that they maintain their charge, like, kind of to your advantage. Because it does lock them into an animation immediately after they come out of the stun. That's a very niche use of it, but it is a use. Okay, I'm going straight into the belly of the beast, which may be a bad idea. Oh, right, the charger. Now, does this bug... This bug nest has a Biotitan. No, it doesn't. This one doesn't. Okay. I mean, that doesn't make a big difference, because I'm still in a pretty bad spot here. Of my own creation. I'm kind of amazed I survived all that. But medic armor... Go... Brr. Oof. God damn, these impalers. Get the second arc off. That's always a little scary to have to get that other arc. Because the first one does not stun. Okay, there might be a Biotitan bug hole in that nest, actually. I may have been fucking wrong about that. And they're on top of my resupply, which is unfortunate because that means I only get a single ultimatum to kill 3 Biotitans. So let's see if I can get stuck on a piece of terrain and die. See if I can get it in the middle of them and get at least 2. I think that definitely, well, it got 1. But no, I did not get 2. That's unfortunate. Ooh, that's a terrain. Do not get stuck on that. Gas grenade, gas grenade. Okay. I mean, the Eruptor has heavy pen, but it doesn't kill heavies, let's be real. If it takes 3 visor shots to the weakest, or not the weakest, but the least tanky elite in the game, the Hulk, then it's going to take 10 million years to actually take out a Biotitan. Because they have a lot more HP than a Hulk visor, I can tell you that much. Okay, so you're too close to me, but gas should get you sorted out. And that Gatling Barrage did not go exactly where I wanted it to. Where the fuck is the Biotitan buckle in this nest? Because I'm... Oh, it's all the way in the back. Okay. I just completely forgot about it. Okay, I have nothing to call in except the hot dog. Whenever you can't take this out, throw a stratagem or just any hell pod. You can even use the SOS beacon if you don't mind Helldivers joining, but That would kind of ruin the whole point of doing solo runs if somebody joined. But you can use any hell pod in your arsenal to take those guys out, including reinforcement hell pods, which is a pretty good tool in multiplayer where reinforcements are not nearly as valuable as they are in solos. Okay, so this is the problem of the arc thrower, and now I get to show off where it is bad, and it is here, where you're getting actively run down. Okay, please take him out, please. Okay, there's another one though, but I have a second 500 kg. 5 minutes, and the nest is only half clear. Okay, bait him into an attack. He's not taking the bait because he's smarter than I am. Okay, good thing I fucked up the Gatling code for that one because it would have been a repeat of the previous situation. Resupply's still not bad, goddamn. Okay, I'm just gonna burn a stem. Just for the stamina so I can get to this resupply faster. If I can actually find it. Maybe I should just ping it. Yeah, I should just ping it on the map. Okay, so that's about half the nest cleared, and I think a lot of the heavies in there are dealt with for the moment. I'm sure plenty more spawned in from that breach, and I hear I think an impaler. Could be a charger. I hear bullshit is what I hear, at least. Okay, 5 minutes, 4 minutes now, okay. Not bolted, classic eruptor. Oh, silly little guy. From downtown? No. From downtown? Okay, yeah, this scope is so bugged. Or iron sight, I don't know if iron sight's kind of scopes. Okay, let's do the sideways max pain shot. Ooh, scary and bad. Fucking not bolted again. Okay, gas. I'm just gonna have to sim through this. Sometimes you just gotta tank the damage with medic armor. You have the spare stims to do that. That's why I still think medic armor is generally the best survivability armor in the whole game, even the light variant. Okay, again, I almost threw that at my feet. I always underestimate how fast the Gatling barrage is. Okay, there's one more. There's two more. Okay, I got it. That's fine. Oh, man, fucking Mega Nests are so tough. I don't think I've ever had like a comfortable Mega Nest clear solo. Oh, and the hot dog is on cooldown. Yeah, because I used it to close the bug hole. Do I go back for it? No, there's already a bunch of alpha commanders on their way. It's tough for me, but no hot dog for the rest of the mission, I don't think. I gotta start moving. Hopefully I can at least take out one of these nests, maybe two if I'm lucky. But it's just gonna be me and you, Arc Thrower, which is fine honestly, because I do need the Arc Thrower to deal with these Shriekers. Losing the hot dog sucks like immensely, but I think out of the options to lose, yeah, not being able to take those guys out would have been really annoying. I mean, I probably could have hit them after enough tries with the Eruptor, but not worth the time. Okay, what kind of nest is this? Please don't be one of the really big ones. Please. Oh, it is one of the really big ones, motherfucker. I feel like I also haven't done that many side objectives. I don't know what I was doing this whole mission. I guess just fighting bugs constantly on cooldown. Which is the thing that's fun to do, but it's not efficient if you actually want to clear the mission. Which is unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, I'm not clearing that nest. I can clear this one. Depending. Okay, absolutely vaporize that guy. Always a blast when that happens. That one's not getting cleared when there's a bug breach right on top of it. Just not happening. Just two alpha commanders chilling. Classic. This one, however, is this seems like the variant I can just call in a 500 kg right in the middle and it gets everything. Because the 500 kg has a huge radius sometimes and it has zero radius other times. It's a very mysterious stratagem. Nope, it missed one of the edge, one of the bug holes at the edge. That means I threw it poorly. Please don't hit the ground. Okay, please hit the bug hole though. That's kind of a risky shot. I think it is time to fuck off and start pushing my way towards evac. Yeah, I feel like I've barely done any objectives. Is there a Shrieker nest around here? That was so unnecessary. I'm pretty sure I saw a Shrieker nest off in the distance at some point. I just never cleared it out. But this is not 100% angle. Absolutely, this is a try and survive angle. But honestly, it is often better to run out the clock on the bugs because holding that extract is really hard if they really want you off of it. Let's just burn the stem. I'll probably find more. He says, knowing fully well he's not going to find any more. Not that he said that out loud. You're not worth wasting a gas grenade over. I can get 1 good eruptor shot, 2 good eruptor shots, 3 good eruptor shots. Okay. And start pushing my way. Okay, now I really gotta make double time. Or I'm not making this. Perhaps even triple time. No, that will require experimental infusion and the jump back, and I cannot do that with just my 2 legs. But I am just gonna burn stems for stamina, because otherwise I'm not making it. Man, I remember back when... Sorry to be a Helldiver boomer, but allow me. You only could, like, stim when you had taken damage, so the meta, if you wanted to run really fast, was to intentionally, like, blow yourself up a little bit or jump off a ledge, so you'd have a sliver of health missing, so you could stim while running to extract or whatever you had to run to. And that was really fucking stupid, but it was pretty funny. And that's a change they made that is absolutely for the better, that we don't have to do that anymore. Okay, thank you, Eagle. You're a little late. The Super Destroyer is gone. You can say you're returning, but I know you ain't. Okay, there's gotta be like... I did 2 side objectives, right? 3. There's gotta be a Shrieker nest somewhere in those hills. Them there hills over there. Ooh, okay, let's make an entrance instead of finding one. Yeah, 100% there's a Shrieker nest in those mountains. I just can't see him. But that's fine. We made it to evac and we cleared the mega nest, which honestly I'm glad. I always want to clear the mega nest because that's the hardest part of a bug mission, and I feel like that's the only place. Well, not the only place where you get tested, but the place where you get tested the most. But anyway, that's the build. I am very happy with the Flame Dog. I think it is really, really good and has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to keep trying more stuff out with it because I have some ideas. I'm sad I couldn't make the... Oh, I missed a radar station, actually. Okay. That's fine. I'm excited to try out more things. I really wish I could have made the double barrel shotgun work in this particular build, but I'm absolutely going to try again in another build like specifically around the double barrel shotgun, because I think it is actually that fun that I do want to use it because it feels great to shoot. But it does need a lot of mitigation of its weaknesses, unfortunately. It's not something you can just throw into a build and it'll be good. Like, no, you kind of have to think about it. Which, I don't know. I think that's fine for a lot of weapons if they feel like a specific niche very well, and I've yet to determine if the double-barreled fits a niche well enough to warrant those downsides. Even if it is fun, which I guess is what matters. But, you know, it's always hard to tell how much you'll use new stuff when it just drops, because you have to, you know, get past... Oh, I almost got to 1,000 kills, that's sad. You have to get past... I guess your like rose tinted glasses whenever something new comes out. You have to be like, okay, like new thing excitement has to wear off before you can decide, hey, is this actually going to be something I want to use for the rest of the duration of the game, you know? Or is it just going to be like, okay, like it had its time in the sun and now it's going to get brought out for like a meme build every so often, and that's it. Or never again in some cases, like the Urchin on Laser Sentry. Oops, sorry Urchin and Laser Sentry fans, but I'm sorry for more than just making fun of you. I'm sorry that your favorite stratagems suck. But anyway, I'm rambling. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.